So in the second part of the session, we want to now use the system we just set up on Debian and install SpiceCRM, the backend and the frontend. So we navigate to the HTML directory. Of course, where you install, that's pretty much up to you. So we're gonna install one for the backend and one for the frontend. So just basically clone the backend into a subdirectory backend. Alright, from GitHub. Let me use that and do the same for the front end. And great. Just ensure you have right access after that because we are logged on as root here. So for the backend and for the front end. Right, navigate back here and now we're just using backend. Great. Setup screen runs, so we're going through the setup. Are you ready to install? Yes, we are. Accept the GPL license. Okay, so I see we missed one. That is the XML parsing. So XML ICM, that's it. Yes. Alright. So we need to start Apache after that. Let's start. Let's do reload. Accept. Great. Passed. We want to do a typical install. Use MySQL. Version 8 is not supported yet. The database name is SpiceCRM. Database runs as localhost. We created the user SpiceCRM with the password SpiceCRM before. So same as the admin user, we want to use populate data, then server for the full text is localhost 9200 and a prefix. Prefix is used for all the indexes that Elasticsearch creates. So that looks good. Next, let's see the passes. Admin and we give it a password admin. That should be fine. Next. Great, the summary and then run on install. Let the installer do its magic. Alright, so we are done. Next, should take me to the login screen. That works, that is fine. Admin should allow me to log in. Right, we save that. So in preparation for the UI, you need to do a couple of things. Move to the admin area, and then there is one for the UI config. So we need that. So we just load the UI config. Basically, if you understand the UI architecture, there's a lot of configuration going on, how you configure it and how you use it. This configuration is a reference config pulled from our repository that gives you the basic. The same for the language. The language can be driven from the files, but typically we recommend a switch to the database. This is part of we separate ourselves from the old SugarCRM core, so we're going to load the UI language config. Currently the only language we're going to load is English. You can load other languages as well if they're there. So great, that's done. The only thing we still need to do on the backend is for the switch, that we switch to the backend and create a config override .php, and then we need to tell SpiceCRM that the source we want to take is from the database. It's also written in the documentation, so save that, yes. Great, so the next thing we want to do is navigate away from here and navigate to the front end. So this is the front end component. Looks a little bit nicer, so let's load it, so initializes. So since it didn't find the configuration, the initial screen is there, so we call this the setup demo. Then we need to have the URL. So in our case, I'm just a little bit lazy on copying that. Backend, we use the proxy, this we switch to yes. Typically I leave the developer mode set at no. That should be fine. Let's see if it saves. Great. So the login is here. So far it's quite empty. So what we want to do is navigate to the admin section, then to the package loader. Let's retrieve the packages. So here's a little bit more. So let's just ensure we reload the core package. Alright, that's done. Then we can add a couple of other packages, like what you might do is, for example, we split this, let's add the opportunity management. Then we're gonna add marketing and the lead management. We're gonna add advanced reporting, that's also fine. Email handling gives me mailboxes, so this we want. So just load a couple of functionalities. Campaign management is nice. So depending on what your scopes are and what you want, this loads you a couple of areas. So you see, okay, you get the additional modules here. We can add additional languages, like for example, if I want to load additional German language, let's load Deutsch. So that we can do. So we can also set English as the standard language, by the way. I'm not sure if that is reloaded yet. Yes, so you can switch to German as well. Then it switches, so that's part of the story where we can switch. And then the other thing that is important initially, if you have loaded data in any case, is Dfts Setup. So for the full text engine, under the content packages, there's one for the default configuration for the full text engine, so that we want to load as well. That gives us a good definition on what typically should be indexed and be searchable for the core modules, so that's fine. So the next thing we want to do is go here, just search for FTS and go to the FTS Setup. So the other thing you can do is, if you go to connection, you can see, okay, the settings, that is all fine, by the way. And on the setup, if you look at like now what's set for accounts, there's certain fields that are by default in, including, but this is more details on all the search engine. What you want to do initially is just initialize, so this puts all the things on the full text index. So Elastic is running, this initializes everything. If you have data already, the other thing you want to do is index the data. The other thing that can be done by the cron job, there's typically a scheduler that runs that, and let's check now. I should already get the list of accounts, and so either we can wait until the cron setting picks this up, or we can do a couple of things we should do, like users. Typically we want to index so the initial ones, and for example, let's say contacts as well, so we want to force that. It's nothing you have to do afterwards, so as soon as you change something, the indexer anyway runs and does that, but for the time being, we'll do this manually, and then part of the setup you can also set the cron job that runs. But so in here basically you have the search and also, okay, here is not so meaningful, but I think you can also have meaningful aggregates. Let's check. Yeah, like for example, the certain industries or types or whatever. So that's it. So what we have done in the 2 steps is basically to set up the core product on the, let's say, operating system side based on Debian. Different operating system, of course, but the steps are the same, and then loaded the 2 repositories for the front end, the back end, installed the back end, initialized the back end with the data, went to the front end, hooked the front end to the back end, loaded additional configuration, additional packages, and then on top of that also full text configuration and initialized the full text engine. And with that, more or less, you are good to go. And then next steps will be setting up dashboards, but this is going to be a separate video. Thank you.